Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nurlian Safitri. You can call me Lia or Fitri. My major is English Education, Department 2018. I am a student of English Education Department. In State Islamic University of Alauddin Makassar. In this video, I will explain about a written discourse. Sometimes we can get a problem when us read something reading. This may be we lack of knowledge about vocabulary and grammar in English, but we have to know that is not only our faults, but that is also the faults of writer, because in my opinion and what I know that the writer have to make the reader understand what he say to show what he wanted to reader. So this makes it appear question like what norms or rules do people adhere to when creating written text? Next are the text structure according to recurring principle. The next question is there a hierarchy of units in written text, and are there conventional ways of opening and closing text? To answer above a question, I want to tell you there are some opinion of experts, like according to Haliday and Hassan, 1976, a text, not just a string of a sentence, can be either spoken or written and of any length. A text is written not only to show a sequence of a sentence formed by using particular vocabulary and grammatical rules, but also to convey function inside the sentence which are shaped by the combination of forms. Combination of form like the term of forms is words, grammar, expression, and meanings. In a context, the term is situation or environment which bring invention to convey in the discourse, and the relationship between the elements of form and a context are then called coherent, which establish cohesive text. The scope of discourse analysis in written text focuses on the discussion of a coherence, cohesion, and text pattern as a components of written discourse. Next, I will explain about component of written discourse. In this video, especially I will explain about cohesion and coherence in written discourse. Let's start. Cohesion and coherence is very important and crucial in a text, which cohesion refers to the way in which a text is tied together by linguistic devices such as grammar and vocabulary to set up well-constructed relation of meaning within text. And coherence refers to constituent sentence are constructed in an orderly fashion so that the reader can make sense of the entire text. According to Haliday and Hassan, 1976, then analyze text by using two devices like grammatical and lexical devices. Both devices are also called as cohesive devices. Next, I will explain about grammatical devices or grammatical cohesion and lexical devices or lexical cohesion. Let me start in the grammatical device or grammatical cohesion. Grammatical device can be understood as a device used to create coherence in a text, which consists of reference, substitution, ellipses, and conjunction. Let me explain one by one. The first is reference. Reference is words we use to refer to someone or something, which is like particular word, yeah. And there are some types of reference, namely, I will explain one by one. The first is anaphoric reference. Anaphoric reference is used to refer to something or someone mentioned within text. Anaphoric reference is generally used when a writer refers backward to someone or something that has been mentioned earlier to avoid repetition. Cataphoric reference is commonly used when a writer refers to someone or something forward in the discourse. The last is exoporous reference is used to refer to someone or something outward and is now mentioned within the text. Okay, the second is a substitution. Substitution is a type of cohesive device which is used to replace one item in a text with another in the other text. Substitution is a relation in terms of the word. Okay. Next is the third is ellipsis. Sorry. Ellipsis is a part of a cohesive device, which is something like a word to use in written or spoken. And the word is very brief and can understand and so what the writer want to can us understand. Ellipses can be established within the nominal, verbal, and clausal groups. Okay, in nominal, like the example is word some. Like this food look delicious. Could you give a some? The word some in here show that they want to some food, like what they see, what they look. The second is a verbal ellipsis. Okay, next, lexical ellipsis. Lexical ellipsis refers to types of verbal ellipses in which the obligatory verb of the verbal group is omitted. For example, the word is omit in here. Some people, the example is some people like smoking. Smoking, but some do not. Another example, is he sleeping? Yes, he is. So the word is omit in here, but we can understand. The last is operator ellipsis. Operator ellipsis refers the relation of one or more than one operator or auxiliary verb from the verbal group. For example, some people like singing and dancing. What are you doing? Reading. Just say reading. No, say I'm reading now. Just say reading, but we can understand. So we can understand in the situation. She or he is do reading. The last is conjunction. There are at least three basic types of conjunction in English. There are coordinating conjunction, subordinating conjunction, correlative conjunction, and conjunctive adverbs. Okay, let me tell one by one. The first is coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction are used to connect items, which are the same grammatical type, like words, frasa, and clausa. They are usually placed in the middle of sentence, and a comma is used before the conjunction if both sentences are long enough. Word to connect between element above is known as a final voice. For, namely for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. The example, I will take a word from and, like the example is I like cooking and eating. Okay, The second is subordinating conjunction. Subordinating conjunction in English sentence function as a dependent word or subordinator, used to introduce a clausa and to subordinate the following clausa. It can be placed at the beginning of a clausa and in the middle to establish the relationship between the dependent clausa and the rest of a sentence. Okay, I will show you one example. The example is if the only tool you have is a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail. Another example, some people make headlines while others make a story. The subordinator is a some and a while. And there are some types of subordinating conjunction, namely conjunction of a concession, condition, comparison, reason, time, adjective, manner, and place. And I tell one by one of example of subordinate term of subordinating conjunction, because I will that is very common of us. Okay, the next is correlative conjunction. Correlative conjunction are known as the conjunction which work in pairs, to join words prasa that carry equal position in terms of length and grammatical structure within a sentence. They are commonly employed in pairs to indicate the relationship between ideas expressed in different parts of a sentence. Correlative conjunction include pairs like just as and so too. The example is just as the body needs regular exercise, so too an engine needs to be run at regular intervals. Another example is S and blah blah and S. The word, this is adjective. The weather this summer is as bad as last year. It hasn't stopped raining for weeks. Okay. The last is conjunctive adverb. Conjunctive adverb. They are frequently used as a connector between ideas which show logical relationship between conveyed in a clause, sentence, or even in paragraphs. Here are the kinds of conjunctive adverbs. The first is similar to and. There are also, besides, furthermore, and likewise, and moreover, and similar to but. Similar to but, there are, however, nonetheless, and conversely, instead, otherwise, and similar to so, like accordingly, consequently, hence, and meanwhile, and then, and therefore, and thus. Yes. Okay. In the previous explain, I have explained about grammatical device or grammatical cohesion. So in this session, in this part, I will explain about lexical device or lexical cohesion. Okay. Let me start to explain about that. Lexical device refers to vocabulary used to create coherence in a text. The vocabulary is then called carrying out the function of lexical cohesion. Lexical cohesion refers to the achieving coherence in text due to the selection of vocabulary. Lexical cohesion has two major types, reiteration and collocation. Okay, reiteration includes repetition, synonym, or near synonym, and hipponeme. Okay, the first is repetition. Repetition is a repeats the same words a few times to make an idea clearer. For example, the repetition of the word dog. In the sentence, John saw the example. John saw a dog. The dog was wounded by the children. So, however, the repeat lexical item need to be in the same morphological shape. For example, John arrived yesterday. Her arrival made me happy. So, in the first example, dog, dog, uh, in repeat, into clausa, so can make more clear in a written text. Okay, the next is synonym. Synonym is the selection of lexical items that are similar or have a related meaning to another word. It is generally used to avoid repeating the same words over and over. This is different of repetition. For example, what people want from the government is frankness. They should explain everything to the public. Okay, next is metonym, antonym, and general nouns. The next is hipponeme. Hipponeme is the use of a specific word used to designate a member of a broader class. For instance, a flamingo lives in the water. This bird is white, superordinate using a word whose meaning includes the meaning of one or more other words. For example, a bird is singing in the tree. It is a canary. Okay, the last is metonym. Metonym is a word or phrase that is used to stand in for another word. This results from the selection of a lexical item that is in some sense in parallel relationship with a preceding item for the preceding item. Okay, for example, the sentence is sorry, I live in a large house. The yard is full of trees. Antonym is a selection of a word which is opposite in meaning to another. The example is I usually wear dark color. I don't look nice in light color. Okay. Okay, the second is collocation. Collocation is a type of lexical cohesion which is result from using one word with another word. Collocation also is defined as a word or phrase that is often used with another word or phrase in a way that sounds correct to people who have spoken the language all their lives, but might not be expected from the meaning. For example, in the phrase, the first shrine. First is a collocation of shrine, and a quick will not sound natural. Collocation can be made from combination of verb, noun, adjective, and so on. There are some common different types of collocation in English. The first is adverb plus adjective. Adjective and adjective plus noun, and noun plus noun, and noun plus verb, and verb plus noun, and so on. So I'm sorry. Another is verb plus expression, verb plus adverb. The following extract our news can show. Okay, maybe that's can I explain about written discourse. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.